Hello, I am Eli J. Brown, Sonic Jr. and Sarah, and here I have a Bionicle MOC. Now, I would have to say that this has got to be one of my most interesting Bionicle MOCs I have ever made. Isn't it? This is Mokaru. Now, who or what exactly is Mokaru? Well, I'll give you the backstory about this character. This guy was once a Toa of Air. Yeah, he was a Toa of Air. And one day, his team were captured by the Visorak. And he got mutated into a Toa Hordika, while the rest of his team managed to escape before they got mutated. He did make it back to his team, but they all thought he was a monster and tried to attack him. He then left his team. Kinda sound familiar to you? Well, it's pretty much based upon the revenge story, such. But that's pretty much how it went. So pretty much after he left his team, after they assumed him to be a monster, he went onto the search for Kitangu. This mutation happened before the Toa Hordika in the 2005 storyline found him, before the Bionicle 3 One of the Shadows movie even took place. And he searched all around the Matoran universe to find Kitangu. He never thought to look in Metro Nui. Nope. He searched high and low to find Kitangu in hopes of being cured. But as time went on, the beast inside him grew a lot bigger. And eventually, it took over him. He became a hideous monster, like in this form right here. Although, he actually can still speak. He can still speak the Matoran language. But he is now evil. He just could not find Kitangu and ended up turning into a bad guy. And this is what became of him. Now Mokaru started off behind the scenes. Started off like, first off, you will notice that he has a green Toa Hordika Vakama mask. This is a mask that came with what was his name? I will probably put an annotation of the name up. So if you see it up there, you'll know his name. So no need to post any comments on it, because by the time you're watching this video, that annotation will be up on the screen. Okay, anyway, I never got that set, but I did buy parts off of Bricklink. I only got one of these, I didn't get two. The seller that I got this from, I think only had one. I could be wrong, but I think just one. And I also got these Mantax armor pieces in the dark green and lime green. I did kind of have plans to use these to update my Guru's MOC character that originally came from Lego Jang, since you may remember that I built him differently from how Lego Jang, or Jang Bricks as he is called now, put these pieces on his lower legs. Well, I just could not figure out how to get them to look perfect, so I just left them the way that I had originally made them. Besides, it was a MOC. There was no right or wrong way. So yeah, I could just build them however I wanted. That's why I made the Hero Factory Heroes in their updated state. So, yeah, anyway, so I got 3 of these pieces, and I used all of them onto this character. 2 of them for shoulder armor, and 1 on the main piece. The main body piece. Right there. Now, I wanted to do something very unusual with this character. As you may know, Toho Hordika all have one Roduka spinner on their back. This guy has two. And the lever here, it goes through both of them. So when you pull it out, you get twice the spinning fun. Now one of them is completely green, while the other one is partly green with a bit of silver on the side. So, excuse those noises, I make those whenever I make a little mistake. Okay. Now, of course, a number of you probably have already noticed that there are some Hero Factory parts on this character as well. This guy is intended to be a Bionicle character, but there are in fact some Hero Factory pieces used here. For example, this body piece under here, let me actually take these parts right out, and you can see that that this part is the narrower version of the main hero body there. So I just put that piece onto there. Like so, kind of a bit of complicated builds. I also used one of those extender pieces on his neck because without it he just looked very squat. His head just was down deep, so I had to rise it up a bit. Something that I could have done would maybe to use the shortest Hero Factory arm pieces for a neck, but I don't have any unused ones. Ones that aren't used at the moment, at the time of doing this video. So I just decided to use that, and it looks fine. Yeah, it looks fine. And, this hand. That's also a Hero Factory part. Well, this one actually came from the, Green Lantern Ultra Build, set that came out in 2012. But it's the same mold as a Hero Factory part. These pieces were first introduced in the Savage Planet series for Hero Factory. I used the other two on my Lyman MOC, so I just decided to use the last one for this guy. And it looks pretty cool, even though there really aren't any other bright green pieces on this model. It's just mostly lime green and dark green. So I did also use these Exoforce arms on this guy. Well, they don't. They're actually not from any Exoforce sets because, well, I never bought any Exoforce sets. They're in the same mold as the Exoforce arms, but these pieces they came from either my Toa minifigures or the Hero Factory series, because they've been using those too. And I also use these green, lime green spikes as his claws right here, which look pretty cool. And for the weapon, well, originally I was going to use a Hero Factory blaster weapon that was used in the Breakout series, but I could not find a gunmetal gray top piece while I was looking through the parts, so I just decided to use the Mystica shooter pieces instead. Like this piece is from Onua, and this is a lime green shooter, and I also used a green laser here as well. Though I did find the gunmetal gray top shooter piece that I was looking for, but by then I decided that I liked this weapon better. So that was pretty cool too. Though there were some difficulties in finding the right parts that I needed. You see, I did not have this MOC planned for a while. When my Bricklink order came, well, when I first did the Bricklink order with these parts right here, I had no idea what exactly I was going to use with them. They were pretty much just filler for another order that I was making well, I was making an order, but the parts that I was particularly going after in that order weren't enough to coverage the minimum. So these parts right here pretty much were the filler for that. But it was all worth it, being able to create this MOC. So yeah, pretty much after I just got these pieces here, I just got the idea to build this character, and voila! There you go. Now I did have plans to actually use this guy as, like, well, use these pieces to make some sort of a dragon for Hero Factory, but after I looked at the Toho Hordika Vakama mask, I decided that it would be good to create a Bionicle MOC with that, like make a Toho Hordika that uses that mask. And I pretty much got it down right here. So I pretty much think that covers it for this character. This is Mokaru, a former Toa of Air, now a monstrous Hordika. Kind of the same as Ravage, but he pretty much had a different story than Ravage did. Going from Toa to getting captured by the Visorak to looking for Kikongu and then failing to do that to getting turned into a complete monster. So thank you for watching, and if you have time, please sign the petitions that will appear at the end of the video. There are some more petitions that I've added there since the last video, so be sure to sign those as well if you haven't yet. And be sure to check me out on DeviantArt. My username is LinkedInRidofan. You will see many deviations of Bionicle stuff and Hero Factory stuff and many of the other things that I am into. So, thank you and good night.